how to get your 4-piece tier set. It's an important part of seasons when they kick off. Everyone wants to get their tier set. Yesterday I got two set bonus. I was pretty happy about that, but now it's time to push to 4. So we got how to get your 4 set and how to gear out and hero gear fast this week. Mythic Plus and Delve's probably the way to do it. Let's see what Dalaran Gaming has to tell us on a couple tips here on how to get some real gear quick and finish out that tier set.
Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal, and this week is a fantastic, amazing gearing opportunity week within Midnight Season 1 content. Especially since Mythic Plus is finally live for the Season 1, which means the gear floodgates are pretty much open. And if you aren't careful, you can easily fall behind the power curve this week. So for today's video for this week and WoW, I did want to go over exactly how to maximize your uptime, why spamming plus 10 dungeons right now is the meta for some of the best hero track items, how we can craft some of the best weapons available, and how to utilize prey as well as bountiful delves to fill out every single gear gap on your character. I also got to go over exactly how to start farming your 4-set tier set bonus, like actually farm it, where you don't even have to worry about the RNG of the system whatsoever, just obtaining your bonus on your main and your old characters, which is fairly easy to do this week in particular. But right before we dive into all of that, as always, if you guys do want to see more regular guides and updates for the Midnight expansion, be sure to follow the channel and subscribe, because we'll definitely be putting out even more guides in the future. But otherwise, let's dive right in.
Yes. By the way, I just feel like, I was going to say, I feel like this season of Season 1 of Midnight, it just feels like there's a crazy amount of opportunities to get gear in a diverse way. Yes, there's always the meta way, you know, the quickest way to do it, the grindy way. But between Prey, Delves, Mythic Plus, obviously the raids and everything, I just feel like you can log in and just pick a way to get shit. Even World Quest, World Boss, whatever. There's just so many ways to get gear right now. I feel like almost overwhelmed. I log in, I'm like, damn, what do I feel like doing today? There's so many ways to get gear. And I told you guys over the weekend, you know, I was sitting with the kids on Sunday, not much else I could do. I needed to do something casual where I can get up from the computer if I needed to. I just kept running Delves all day. I was running Bountiful Delves the entire day, and I geared up, like I gained like 20 eye levels that day. It's a good time. So I think so far with Midnight, they've done a really good job with giving us multiple ways to gear out.
It's Vault Day, which means you're likely going to be able to get some kind of an item from the Great Vault just based on the content you do, dungeons, delves, raids. However, there's a good chance you've already picked out an item from the Vault, but it's actually not a bad idea for the first few weeks to just not pick it up immediately. The items you're going to be getting, especially in the first week, are going to be mostly hero track, and they are also potential for tier sets, which could be huge.
I got Helm,
but it's a good idea generally to start your week off by clearing as much content as you can, and then seeing which item of the Great Vault is going to be the biggest upgrade. This changes a little bit once you start getting mythic track items from here, but for now, if you can, I'd hold on to your vault for just a second, because you can actually utilize it to make your character even more powerful. Instead, spend the start of the week doing all of your weekly activities. My recommendation this week would actually be to do Prey, because Prey, I mean, you essentially would get your weekly out of the way to get a spark, but also getting ahead on Prey right now as your very first activity of the season actually helps kind of roll.
I feel kind of bad. I talk about WoW so much. I have not done the Prey system. I haven't even interacted with the first quest for it. It's just because there's so many other things I can do right now. And I know Prey, there's some value to it in doing it, but damn, I have not done Prey at all. I'm a bad man.
All into other gear rewards.
Prey is fun. Yeah, I've heard of this.
Boss praise done will get you a variety of different currencies from the Prey system, but also grants you a quest that can award you a beacon that can be used within Delves to summon up a boss. So not only are you getting some really easy to get gear from the Prey on Nightmare difficulty, but actually you're getting an item that's going to be key to the next activity we'll be diving into, which is Delves, which is where you can get some really good gear upgrades fairly early on.
Sure, and Prey contributes to your vault, which is always a great thing. I think Blizzard's done a great job with that vault row where it's just like world shit that you do like Delves and Prey also fill it out. That's where I got my heroic tier helm from. It was from doing from Delves. It was from the Delvers row.
After getting your Prey activities out of the way, you want to jump into Delves, and ideally you want to do them at tier 11. When you get enough reputation or progress with your delve system, you can actually start to unlock mythic crests from tier 11 delves, which are really easy to get. You're going to need these for a bunch of crafted items and to upgrade some of the best gear, especially as solo players. You're going to have these in limited quantities, so try to get your guild jackpot mythic crest as early as possible. Spamming tier 11 delves at the start of the week is huge. Also, use that beacon that we got from the Prey system to summon up the boss before completing a delve, and then using the map to get yourself a guaranteed hero track track piece from that delve. So with this, by spamming a bunch of
I actually had the Nemesis boss spawn for me randomly. I did not have the item, and it was just because there is an RNG random luck to it too. Like you can force him to be summoned with the item he mentioned from Prey, or you and your luck test your. I was in there. Tier 8 delve, bam, there he was. The Nemesis boss popped up, and I did get a piece of heroic gear from it.
Your 11 delves that you can for this week. You're getting a hero track item, a bunch of currencies, lots of mythic crests as well, which can then be used later to craft some of the best gear at the start of the season. On top of it, delves is also another springboard content, like Prey gets you an item to use in delves, and in delves you got a quest to use in Mythic Plus dungeons, a cracked keystone where you just need to complete any Mythic Plus dungeon, even of low level difficulty, and you can get even more crests, more Mythic crests and hero crests, so that's huge and definitely worth the value on a character.
Yes.
Definitely worth doing at the very beginning to transition from delves into Mythic Plus dungeons, where a huge bulk of your PvE gearing actually is going to take place. There's actually a number of currencies you should try to dump as much as you can this week. Adventure Crest, Veteran Crest, and Champion Dawn Crest. All of those will pretty much become obsolete as you are progressing this week specifically. So try to get as much of this side content before Mythic Plus is done, and then dump all of those currencies to upgrade as many items as you can, just to make sure your character is as powerful as they can be before diving into Mythic Plus dungeon content.
Sure, and for Champion Crests, just pumping up your Champion eye level gear to 6 of 6 is really important because it saves you hero. I've mentioned this 1,000 times. It'll save you hero crests on the back end because then that first upgrade on your hero track gear will just be costing gold instead of crests. So definitely use them.
And ideally, you should try to run as many Mythic Plus dungeons this week as you can, because this will be the best gearing avenue available. As you run your Mythic Plus dungeons, you actually will get to upgrade your keystone to a higher level with every dungeon that you complete successfully and on time. And the ideal plan this week is to try to work up to +10 keystone difficulty for those dungeons. Mostly because they're going to be the best way for you to get currencies, but also some of the best farmable gear available.
Oh yeah.
Now, +10s may feel a little daunting for many players out there at the start of the season, but it definitely should be your goal to work up to. Previously, you'll be able to do +7s in order to get those Mythic Crests, but looks like last minute change with Blizz actually changed it so you can get Mythic Crests at a +9 and above. So +10s ends up being your best dungeon difficulty because it drops you the best hero track gear, but also those Mythic Crests. Working up to +10s is going to take time, but ideally you should be running as many of those as you can this week specifically, as this will be your very best source of Mythic Crests this week, outside of delves. Because if you get a bunch of hero track items, you can then actually spend those hero crests and mythic crest currencies a lot more efficiently. And we actually have a note on exactly the best way to spend those currencies literally during week 1.
Does +10s,
so with
this season, does +10s give you the best vault slot as well? What's the cap on the vault this year? I don't know. They change it sometimes. Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah, that's always where you want to go. You always want to go to whatever the hell is going to give you the best vault slots, so it's 10.
Hero crests ideally should be invested into a number of items. The best slots to invest them into is ideally items that are 3 out of 6 hero track, so you're not spending too much of the currency upgrading them all the way to 6 out of 6. But the best slots you want to invest those into are going to be chest, pants, helm, one ring, especially if you have one crafted, or maybe if you have a really good starter ring, and possibly one trinket. This can change a little bit, like instead of doing another ring, you could do 2 trinkets if you got your class's best in slot trinkets this week somehow. But ideally, you want to make sure you got your secondary stats with the ring, you got your best slot trinket or the strongest trinket you got with the best damage output. Chest, pants, and helm just give you the best stat economy for those primary stats, but also secondary stats, and usually those are tier pieces, so they're definitely worth investing into. As for Mythic Crests, it's ideal to use them first on crafted pieces. Maybe potentially even weapons. A lot of classes have a recommendation for the first week to craft the best of the best.
Yeah, we talked about this yesterday. Crafting is obviously right now just so OP. 285 item level weapons that you can craft. I mean, that is crazy.
Weapons available with the warcraft.
The thing is, it takes so many crests to get it done, so you're really going to have to grind out delves and Mythic Plus to actually be able to craft this shit.
The system. Now, these weapons can get a fairly high item level of 285. Technically not the highest, just a couple of item levels of the highest, but otherwise, to get yourself a mythic weapon, you're basically chancing with the Grateful.
If you're not mythic rating, it is the highest, so it's pretty damn good for a lot of people.
vault for one or for a random drop from a mythic raid, as there's only so many sources of getting those weapons, so crafting one ahead of time is huge. Weapons generally scalable with all classes, especially better on melee classes. And then you should use the other 80 Mythic Dawncrist to craft yourself an embellished item. Those are going to be different depending on each class, each character, but some classes like a ring, some classes would want a belt or bracers, so definitely it's a good idea to reference a class guide for those best of slot crafts, but getting 2 best of slot crafts for your character out of the way as early as possible, a weapon and an embellishment bare minimum, will be massive at this first week. Outside of that, you should spend this week farming up your tier set bonus. Whether you get the tier set at a super high hero track or even mythic track quality, whether you get it from LFR raids, any version will do. The reason is because, one, the tier set bonuses are fairly decent. Even though the bonuses themselves are generic for most classes and don't really add too much new gameplay or talent decisions, they are going to be kind of straightforward at the very start of a season 1, which isn't unusual. The bonuses themselves are decent enough for pretty much every single spec out there, so it's definitely worth pick up. But even better, once you obtain your 4-set bonus, you get to start getting more catalyst charges from any kind of content. They changed the catalyst system this expansion specifically, where once you obtain your 4-set bonus, you start to get catalyst charges across your entire account more rapidly.
Yeah, and Blizzard made this change so it incentivized people to actually use their catalyst charges, because what they found was you hold your catalyst charges until you get hero gear, right? Like, nobody was going to use catalyst charges on champion level gear because they were like, well, I'm going to waste it. I won't get another one back for a while. And this is better off to use in hero track gear, because then at least I'll have my heroic piece, rather than replacing a champion piece or having a champion piece just sitting there that I wasted it on. So now when you get the 4-set, as he said, you'll start getting more and more catalyst charges. So you don't got to worry about it. So you're actually incentivized to convert that champion level gear, convert whatever, to get that 4-set as quick as possible.
Running delves, dungeons, raids, basically any type of endgame activity. This makes it much easier for you to be able to replace your current tier set items with like a higher item level version, or possibly to get a 4-set for any of your old characters at any time, since this is for some reason an account-wide benefit, which seems a little surprising. I would have expected they would have saved this for like a future patch, but it looks like it's something that is in and available from the get-go.
Do we have our first charge? Do we have our first charge yet? I haven't used mine yet. If we do, I should use it.
It's very important to get your tier set as soon as possible, whether you get it from LFR raids, normal, heroic, whatever you need to do, and even in your Great Vault. Especially if you have a tier item from a Great Vault, it might be a good idea to pick that tier set even if it's not the highest item level, just to make sure your character gets a 4-set bonus. You just need to complete your 4-set on one character to unlock this account-wide benefit of being able to farm the catalyst charges, but once you do so, you're good to go, and then you can start selecting better, higher item level, valuable items on any of your old characters afterwards.
So we got our first charge this week, and we'll get another one next week. Nice.
But with that being said, as always, I do want to thank all of you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys did enjoy this update. If you did enjoy it or found it informative, go ahead and give this video a like, as I would very, very much appreciate it. Be sure to join our Discord community. Link to that is in the description of every single one of the videos. It's probably the best place to keep up with all the midnight updates as soon as they occur. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below, and as always, I'll see all of you guys in the next one.
Yeah, good video overall. This is good advice. Obviously, getting to the 4-set, I did forget about the catalyst charges bonus that you get for actually getting your 4-set, because that's new this season. So definitely push as fast as you can to get that 4-set. Use your catalyst charges, and this way you'll just get more of them. And then every time you get a piece of heroic gear, you should have a catalyst charge sitting, ready to be used on it. So a nice video overall from Dalaran. Some good advice here.